Hey guys, welcome back to Top of the Hill Sports Talk with Daniel Hill, episode 5. I got an NBA rant for you guys. I've been watching as much basketball as I possibly can. I got HBO, so I've just been streaming it on there. Haven't been able to watch every game, but the ones I've been watching have been entertaining. But to be honest, it's kind of a hard product to watch. Uh, I want to sound like an old man yelling at clouds, but I watched it in the 80s and 90s, and it was just far more entertaining. I'm tired of whiny ass players just complaining about fouls after every game. Don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of players in the league that do not do that. That's a big reason I'm rooting for the Timberwolves right now, because I feel like they're one of the only teams out there that after every single play they don't just bitch and complain about fouls. That weren't there or were there, but they do not get back on defense and give up easy baskets. Everyone's traveling. The coverage, again, it's kind of hard to watch because I like replays. As a big football fan, I love the fact that almost every single thing that happens on a football field is shown on replay, almost immediately or after the commercial break or before the commercial break. I understand that the NBA doesn't have a ton of time to show replays in the moment, but they show so much of the crowd and so much of what's happening on the bench with the players that they miss plays even. I was watching the other night and they missed an entire field goal or a three-pointer because they were showing some jackass on the bench sniffing his shoe or something. It's kind of a hard product to watch because of the coverage, and also the announcers don't really explain things very well. There'll be things that'll happen in the game and they'll just kind of move on. They don't do a good job, in my opinion, of covering the sport. It's more of a soap opera than an X's and O's. And I hope that they start changing that in the future. I know that they have plenty of eyes and plenty of viewers and all that good stuff, but again, I probably sound like an old man yelling at clouds, but I'm just kind of tired of players being soft. LeBron literally flops on almost every single play and falls to the ground and complains to the refs, and they are literally they have the most free throws of any team this year in the NBA, and it's not even close to the other team. So clearly there's a bias. Clearly he's getting the calls, but he's still complaining and wanting more. I'm really, really happy that the Suns lost the other night. I was watching that game, and between Durant, Beal, and Booker, I can't be happier for a team to lose, especially against an upcoming Timberwolves team that are filled with young players that actually, to be honest, play the game right. Durant is he's a bitch. There's no way around it. Like, he has burner accounts so that he can respond to people on social media. He has been a malcontent every single place that he's gone, from Brooklyn to Oklahoma City. He survived in Golden State because of Steph Curry and the other guys having a culture there and Kerr having a culture there. So everywhere he's been a malcontent, and in my opinion, he's made the team worse. They got swept by the Timberwolves for a reason. It wasn't just because of a coach. By the way, a coach who has a title. So it's very frustrating, especially again the other night I was watching and Beal gets his 5th foul and he's running to the sidelines to take a breather, and he slaps away his coach's hand when his coach reaches out for a high five. Like, that is not good sportsmanship. And anyone who thinks it is or wants to blame the coach or whatever, you can blame whoever you want for them getting swept, but that is not something that you want to teach your kid. Like, if your kid is out there playing basketball at 12 years old, do you want him to treat the coach like an ass? Like, because he thinks that he's losing the game for him? No. Like, that is just, again, we're teaching our kids bad habits when we actually idolize people like Durant, Beal, and Booker. On the Booker point, I just don't like his face. I personally think he has the most punchable face in the league. If you have any other ideas on that, if you want to support Booker, let me know. But I can't stand watching him play. He does not play any defense. So I'm just fed up with that. So, like I said, I couldn't be happier with him going on, or the Timberwolves going on into the next round. Enough of my NBA rant. To be honest, I don't watch a lot, especially during the regular season. I tune in the playoffs. My team, the Seattle Supersonics, are gone, so I don't have a team to root for. So I'm a casual fan. I just wish that the product was better, and I wish that we had more players like your Anthony Edwards. I even like Luka Doncic, even though, again, he doesn't play any defense and he complains about fouls all the time. But I like Nikola Jokic. I like a lot of players in the league right now, but I feel like it's just kind of a bad product, and how they present it is more of a soap opera than an X's and O game. So anyways, I'm going to move on to the Niners draft picks this past Thursday and Friday. It was fun. The draft is always fun. I think it's a good chance for teams to have hope. Even teams that are at the bottom of the barrel, like the Bears and the Cardinals and teams like that. It's fun to see that fan base, those fan bases, enjoy the day and have a little hope injected in their veins and look forward to the upcoming year. New faces is always a good thing. I think the draft grades are completely ridiculous and fabricated, and nobody has any idea how anybody's going to do in this draft. Caleb Williams could be a complete bomb. I honestly hope he isn't. I like Caleb Williams, but to be honest, he could be awful. His decision making is not very good. And you look at the other quarterbacks in the draft there, who knows? JJ McCarthy might be the best. And I don't think he's going to be the best. If I were to pick a player out of there, and it's not just because I'm a Duck fan, I would pick Bo Nix to have the most success because he's been playing the game for so long and he's the smartest. He can make his second and third and even fourth read. If those aren't there, he runs. Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniels, after their first read, they just run. And that does not survive in the NFL. It's not going to work. Those players in the NFL, like, they are hungry. They know what you're looking for. If that first read isn't there, you look for your second or third read, and if that's not there, you can barely run. So, again, the Mahomes and the Breeze back in the day, these are kind of outliers. Those are superstars. The two best quarterbacks of all time, three now, is Patrick Mahomes, Peyton Manning, and Tom Brady. Not necessarily in that order, but if you look at their style of play, they're not running quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes can make it work with his legs, but he looks like he's running from, cops when he's doing it. He's not a traditional running quarterback. He's a scrambler. Same thing with Brady and Peyton. They are not runners. They're not athletic. They just drop back and they stay in that pocket and they know the system. They go through their reads, all 5 of them, 6 sometimes, and they deliver the ball where it needs to be because they trust their players. Again, when I look at the college landscape of the quarterbacks coming out, the one player that truly excelled at that was Bo Nix. So again, I hope that Caleb Williams does well. I'm completely out on McCarthy, and I'm completely out on Jalen McDaniels. The guy did not do well on 3rd and 4th downs, and also when he scrambled out of the pocket, his percentage just dropped. It was like 39% or something like that outside of the pocket. So I'm out on the Jade Daniels. I'm out on JJ McCarthy, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hell, we could have another Brock Purdy in the draft. Which, speaking of that, go 49ers, and I'm really happy with our first pick. It was a little weird. I feel like there were some cornerbacks on the board that we could have taken before him, but it sounds like we might need some help at wide receiver if we move off of Deebo Samuel or Brandon Ayuk. So I like the pick at with Ricky Pearsall, wide receiver out of Florida. He's got good size for a slot wide receiver. He's not going to be an X or a Y, but he can be a good slot wide receiver because he's fast. He's agile. He's tough as nails. He goes over the middle, like several highlights. He's getting hit over the middle, one-handed catches and things like that. Also, he's not afraid to run with the ball. And we all know Shanahan is the type of guy, he likes to hand the ball off to his guys. And also, the middle of the field in the NFL is where it's at. That's where people are making their bread and butter. All 4 teams in the conference finals last year were teams that had big, strong tight ends and small, shifty wide receivers that went over the middle. So we'll see. Again, I like the pick. Renardo Green, cornerback out of Florida State. I really like this pick because we needed help at cornerback. We desperately need more depth at that position. He's not that fast, but he's big and strong. Or I'm sorry, he's just a big, thick dude. and he's got great man-to-man skills, and I know the Niners like to run their man-to-man. We'll see with the new defensive coordinator, but that's traditionally what we like to do is run man-to-man so we can blitz our guys. Again, he's got that 49er mentality. He looks like a 49er, so I'm excited to see him get going, and apparently has a really high ceiling, so I have high hopes for him. Dominic Pooney, the guard from Kansas, again, I feel like he fits the Shanahan system because he's like a bowling ball, 6'5", 320 with good strength, good speed. He needs to improve his strength. But I think that he should fit well because he can play all 5 positions. He should be good at pulling, and we all know the 49ers like to pull the guards and do some innovative things with the run game. So I'm excited to see how he fits in the offense. The last one that I'll talk about is Mike Mustafa. He's a cornerback from Wake Forest. I don't know much about him, but what I've seen is that he can play anywhere in the secondary. He can be a safety, free safety. He doesn't have great speed either, but if you play him right and play him in the right positions, he's really physical. He's going to come down and hit people in the run game. So I like him, especially in our conference. I think he's going to play well over there. We don't have a lot of burners in the NFC West, so I think he's going to do well. If he does well, he can become my second favorite defensive back from Wake Forest, behind the great Eric King. So I'm hoping that he blossoms into a starter, like a day one starter. That'd be great. I feel like he's kind of a development guy, but we'll see. The rest of them, I'm really not too sure. I wasn't a big fan of us moving up in the draft to pick up a backup running back from Louisville. But again, you really never know in these draft situations. Some of these guys, they don't have a lot of tape on them. They might not. A lot of people might give them a C- or a B or whatever the stupid grades want to give them. But you truly never know until they step foot on the NFL field. And when I say NFL field, like, it's not day one, it's not week 1, it's not week 6. Like, these guys have time to grow in the NFL. And if they're there for 2 or 3 years, in retrospect, that's actually a pretty good career in the NFL. But I hope that all of our guys work out. We all know that they won't. But if 3 or 4 of them pop, then I'm going to be super happy. And I trust the process. So that's it. That's my show for the week. Hope you guys are all doing well. Please, if you have any comments or rebuttals, please let me know. I love to respond to stuff. I'm open to suggestions if you guys want me to talk about something. But either way, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching.